casting directors, can we cast different types of black women? If that is what a black woman is, I don't want to be a black woman no more. Oh, I'm just ready for more. Hello knockouts, Tonya Tko here, and I am a self-love specialist and relationship expert from TonyaTko.com. And today I'm going to be giving my review of the show Ready to Love, which is a new show that just came out on OWN. And so I'm going to give a special shout out to one of my knockouts, Ms. Miami 32, who first made me aware of the show and asked me to do this review. Okay, so let's get started by giving a brief rundown of what the show is about, the premise of the show, and who's in it and who's it for. Okay, so the show is about grown and sexy men and women in the Atlanta area who are ready to love. So they're in their 30s, they're in their 40s, they got popping careers. The one thing that's missing is they don't have a person to share it with. And so they've come out into this reality show kind of where people are going to be eliminated and some are going to go forward. And so there are more men than there are women. I believe there are about 12 men and 8 women. First, some of the men get sent home, and then the men are going to start pruning down by the women. We don't really know how the whole show is going to be set up because the second episode just aired. The show is hosted by Nephew Tommy, who is Steve Harvey's nephew. Some of you know him from the morning shows. He does like impressions and prank calls, etc. And so all of the people on the show are black. Based on what it is that I've said so far, it sounds like an amazing show, right? And it is such an amazing idea for a show. I really, really, really wanted to like this show. I really wanted to like it. You know, I am their demographic. So I was really looking forward to sitting down and seeing how this unfolds. But as I tuned in and I started watching more and more of it unfold on the screen, I started feeling really, really sad. And I started feeling obsolete. A lot of questions came up for me, like, all right, so the show is called Ready to Love. What is it that makes these group of people, quote unquote, ready to love? We got one guy on the show who's obnoxiously talking about how it's okay for a man to cheat because a woman will forgive him, but it's not okay for a woman to cheat because the man will be envisioning her being by another person. And I'm just like, so they brought a group of people together who say that they're ready to love, but what is it really that makes them ready to love? As we talk about here on the Tonya TKO show, the biggest impediment to loving somebody else is actually loving yourself. And so we got one girl on the show who's talking about her ex. And as she's talking about her ex, she just starts crying. She's talking about her ex and she's talking about how he cheated and she was blind to this and that, and she just starts crying in front of them. And one of the guys is like, yeah, you know, that's real. So his heart is opening up for this person who is clearly still in pain about her past relationship or relationships, who is not healed, who hasn't gone through the processes to even be able to speak about this situation without breaking down into tears. And then we had another woman on the show who had on so much makeup that the man she went out with had to bring it up to her. He was saying it looked like she just dug her hand inside of a vat and just smeared it on her face. First of all, I can't even keep up with who's who because the hair is changing so much, and I'm looking at all of these women with all of this just fake hair everywhere. One girl had her lace front on crooked. It looked like a big long toupee that was just sitting there. It looked like Cousin It was just like placed on the side of her head. And she's just like, and I'm like, did nobody in wardrobe? Did no one in makeup? No. And I'm just like, I'm looking at all of this and I'm just like, where do I fit into this world? We talk about how representation matters, and I was really hoping that a show like this would have been a grand opportunity to be a grown and sexy, sophisticated reality show about older people dating so that we wouldn't have to see the representations of those Real Housewives and those types of reality shows of the black woman standing on table throwing champagne glasses at each other, fighting and scuffling and all this other stuff. And I was just like, they said they promoted it as a show that was going to have different people of different sizes and different styles, etc. But I just saw more of the same. It was like, this is the continuation of the whole reality genre that we have of black women now, just a decade later. I don't want to do this review like this because I really want to love the show. And I know that there are real human beings who are in this show and starring in this show who are just living their lives as they see fit and are showing up in a way that is most natural and most authentic to them. So who am I to criticize how a person naturally and authentically is? My issue is with the person who cast this. Because, yeah, it's fine. You know, be who it is that you are. But please, casting directors, can we cast different types of black women? Please, I'm begging. I'm like, where am I? Where is a person like me? Where are the people like me and my friends who are grown and sexy and who have done the work, who are able to articulate what it is that they need, who have spent the time in really digging into our own psychological processes to heal the patterns of the past, who have created a way for us to really truly show up and be ready to love. And maybe just need a wider base of people to come into contact with. Where are the people who are happy with who it is that they are naturally? You know, I'm reluctant to go there, but it's like these women were changing their weaves and wigs so often that I was dizzy. I didn't know who was who. I couldn't keep up with what was what. Hair color was changing, hairstyle, texture, length, all of this. And you know, they say that a person's style is reflective of who it is that they are on the inside. But what does it say when a person's style is changing day by day? When you are wearing so much makeup that a man notices, like a man is just supposed to be able to just see the beauty, see the polished look. But when a man can notice that you look like you have on too much makeup, doggone it, you are wearing way too much makeup. And when we start talking about being ready to love, it's like, okay, so you're coming into a dating situation not even with a figurative mask, with a literal mask on your face. Switching it up like you're in the witness protection program, that you got hair this day, not that day, you're wearing big glasses, another day you just did that. You're changing up so much that it's like you have style schizophrenia. And it's like a man don't know who's gonna show up. Who are you? You meet a person, they come to go out with you, you don't recognize them. You wake up in the morning, you don't know who this person is. It's like, when I think of a person who is ready to love, I think of a person who is and has come to acceptance with who it is that they are, who has fine-tuned and sharpened who it is that they are, and really dug down deep and did the work to be able to be their best representation. And listen, I by no means, I have no issue with makeup, because as you see, I'm wearing makeup. I have on a deep smoky eye, and you guys know that I don't grow eyebrows, so I paint my eyebrows on. However, I believe that in the dating process, that the person that you're dating has to be able to see who it is that you are without all of this. They have to be able to really get to know you. We can continue that in the comments, because I know talking about a person's makeup and weave, especially for black women. And listen, I switch it up myself. I started wearing wigs lately. I wear my wigs for the videos and for the background work that I do so that I can switch up my looks, etc. However, when it comes to dating, the person, you have to be able to take off your barrier. You have to be able to let your shield down. You know what? Let's just go into a different train of thought. All right. So when we talk about this show, Ready to Love, I feel like this was a missed opportunity. I feel like this could have been a really great opportunity to show them young folks how it's done. This could have been a really great show if they had psychological professionals to come up there and really get people really truly ready to love. The host of the show is a comedian. who is not psychologically trained whatsoever. There's no psychologist on deck. There's nobody there to really help the people work through their issues, to really be able to be their highest representation, to heal some of the stuff going on inside. This is part of the reason that I've done my women's seminar, which is coming up in April. You can go to my website, womaninthewild.com. I'll put the link below. Because there has to come a point where we're getting ready for love, where we first start by loving ourselves, by figuring out who it is that we are and how we want to show up to the world, by becoming comfortable with our hair, our body, our looks, by being comfortable and unapologetically you in your best and highest version of yourself. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts. Have you seen the show? You can click around on YouTube, see some of the links here. Episode 3 is going to be coming up. And I want to hear your thoughts. I want to have a conversation about it. I felt like, I don't know how many of you have ever done a juice fast, but after about 2 days, you just miss the sensation of chewing. You don't have anything to really sink your teeth into, and you miss that feeling. That's the way I feel when it comes to modern day media and representations of Black women on the screen. I feel like there's no representation of the wide scope of different types of Black women. I feel like there's a monolith, a certain type of Black women that gets cast. And they get cast partly because of how the unpredictability will bring ratings, how the drama will bring ratings. But then you have to ask yourself, okay, so then what is the purpose of this show? Is the purpose of this show for them to find love, or is the purpose of the show to bring in ratings? And is there a way that we can present a functional, healthy view of the Black woman and still get ratings? And so this is part of the reason that I said that I felt really alone, because like a person like me, you don't see a person like me on TV. This is why I do so well on the internet, because there's a need, there's a craving for women like me who are upstanding and well-spoken and very placid in temperament. You don't really see that on the big screen, and it's fatiguing. It's tiring. I'm so tired. I'm tired. I want to see normal, everyday Black women who are living their best life and who are responsible and not, I don't know, I miss that. And there are whole networks out there. They have an entire station called Gaia who does nothing but show spiritual stuff, and they're doing really well. There are people on the internet who do really, really well talking about spirituality and talking about the deeper things, the depth. Some of you are subscribed to some of these people, and we go to their seminars and we tune into them because there's like this empty spot that's just not being fulfilled. And it's like, I felt empty watching this show. I was just like, why is there more of the same? No fault or disrespect to the women and men who are in this show. I'm just ready for more. I'm ready for more. I'm ready for well-adjusted adults with mature ideas and ideals, who are upstanding, who are responsible, who are self-aware, intellectually curious, who have done the psychological work, people who have gotten therapy and it shows. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts below. I didn't plan on this video being as long as it is. I just feel so deeply about it. Share this video. If there's a casting director who wants to cast the 30, 40 something crowd, contact me. I want to be a part of a show like that. I want to be the representation that we crave out there. Contact me. All right. So listen, on that note, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you, and we have some really spirited conversations here. So please comment in the comments. We'll continue the conversation down there. I do get into my comments and respond back to you. So let's have a conversation. Did you see this show? What are your thoughts? Am I off base? Am I being too hard? Is this my own personal stuff coming up? Like, part of me was embarrassed. I gotta be honest. A part of me was just like, I don't want to be a Black woman no more. It's like, I don't want to be black woman no more. I'm just like, because if that is what a black woman is, I'm not that. And I don't identify with that. It doesn't resonate with me. And I've lived in Atlanta. There are many different types of black women. I just wish that there was a broader breadth and depth. There's no granola girls out there. There's no tree huggers. There's no deeply spiritual people. There are no religious women. There are no spiritual women who are not religious. There's no natural women with afros. There's no overweight women. It was like, it's just all just more of the same. The blonde weaves, the straight weave, the weave changing, the Mr. It weaves, the lace front, the face full of all this makeup, this I just feel like it's just the same song and dance. Anyway, on that note, give me a hug and let's get out of here. Hug me, hug me, hug me, hug me, hug me. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So go out there and love one another, but most importantly, what? That's right, love yourself. Love yourself. And part of loving yourself, I would say, is doing the things that you can do to prepare yourself not just to be ready to love another, but really to remove all of the blocks and impediments in your own life and become ready to truly, fully, and deeply love yourself. Starting right there. Starting right there. And on that note, Tonya Tko, and I am out. Peace.